Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about sleep. The channel based on the book, Let's Talk About Sleep. The Amazon link to that is in the description box down below. As we inch closer to 1,000 subscribers, one person at random will get a signed copy of that. One subscriber, I should say, at random. So you got to be in it to win it. So please subscribe. Please like the channel. And as always, please leave comments and questions respectfully. Leave comments and questions that I will answer once a month. At the end of the month, I will do a video addressing all of those. So thank you for those who interacted. And as we go forward, please continue to do so. And just as I always say, these videos are for education only. Okay? So we're going to do something a little bit different today. I don't really review shows or movies on this channel, but I am going to comment on a show that I recently watched and I'm obsessed with, Squid Game. For any of you guys who don't know what it is, it's on Netflix. It's a K-drama, as they call it, from Korea, so you have to watch it with the subtitles. But it is really, really, really interesting, and it's a fascinating kind of commentary, I guess, on human nature, and they say capitalism and all this kind of different stuff. Essentially what it is, without giving too much away, it's a show based on these adults. There's about 456 of them. They're put to children's games, okay, or what they think are children's games, like red light, green light, and things of that nature. And what they find out, to their horror, is that these are life and death games, okay? But if they win a tremendous amount of money, and these people are put into these games because they owe money to either loan sharks or bookies or the government or whatever it is, okay? It kind of just follows them along on their journeys, both, kind of before the games and then during the games. Really, really fascinating. Very, very good show, and I'm waiting for season 2. Why the hell am I talking about this here on this channel? Because during the games, there are 6 games, okay, and it's really over the course of a week or so that these participants are in these games. And what happens is, if you guys who have watched the show, you know that there's a lot of sleep deprivation that goes on. Okay, so they are kind of put into this ridiculous situation where these bunk beds that go up to looks like 10 high, and they sleep worried about the next day, what their life is going to be, if it's going to be ended or not. Okay, so this is really interesting because it kind of goes into a lot of what I talk about on this channel, right? So let's say this is over the course of a week, right? These people are in there fighting for their lives, literally, and then also worried about what could happen the next day. They're stacked on top of one another, so it's really not great conditions to sleep, if they sleep at all. And again, without being too spoiler heavy, there's an episode where fights break out amongst these people living in this very, very tight quarters. So at one point, really the participants really stop sleeping, okay, and you can see them kind of nodding off at times. Why is this important? Because it kind of shows what happens in the context of sleep deprivation. So in this case, it's acute, right? It's over 6 or 7 days. But if we look at that over the course of time, people are chronically sleep deprived, right? And while it's not as severe as fighting for your life and, worried about your neighbor, when somebody, let's say, needs 8 hours a night, but they're only getting 5 or 6, after a few nights of that essentially leads up to, so let's say somebody needs 8, but they're only getting 6. That basically means every night they're 2 hours behind. After 4 nights of that, they're behind the 8 ball of 8 hours, right? So it's basically one night without sleep. And what happens? Well, these people are put to the test. They have to make very quick decisions, okay? They have to focus. They have to keep their emotions in check, right? And these are all things that, when you're not sleeping well, gets affected. And as a result of that, in this case, obviously it's a show and it's an extreme example, but there are dire consequences. There are life or death consequences, okay? And again, if we take that back to real life, driving, making decisions in real life, dealing with stress at work, these are all things that get affected when we don't sleep well, okay? Our situation hopefully nobody's in death games, but our situation is more kind of chronic. But if you think about it, it kind of is the same thing, right? We have to make quick decisions every day. We have to keep our emotions in check. And if we're chronically sleep deprived, those things can be affected. Okay? So just kind of a more fun, quick video. I wanted to give you guys a little taste of what I've been watching and what my thoughts on it were. So check out Squid Games. It's fascinating. And there's many other things going on there besides the sleep deprivation, but it kind of is a exemplary of what we're trying to talk about here. The last thing I want to mention is this show takes place in South Korea, right? And there is this in South Korea. What is this? This is the Korean version of Let's Talk About Sleep. So it's out there. Kind of funny. I didn't see this in the show, unfortunately. That would be cool if one of the participants was reading it. But you could read it. The Amazon link is in the description box down below. So that's the video for today. Please click like. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments about the Squid Game or anything else, please drop them in the section down below. Until next time, sleep well.